What's up guys, welcome to Bro Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make samples out of thin air. So let's get started. So I'm just going to show you the sound design. So you want to go for more realistic sounds. If you don't have them, then that's fine, just use what you have. But the reason you want to use these sounds is because when you play the sound at different velocities, it will give you a different type of sound, or it will be played differently. And these high quality sounds emulate a human playing it, and you can't really do that with just like a normal synth, right? So if I play this softly, it sounds all right, but then if I play it, if I like pull the velocity up as if I was clicking it in, I'll show you. All right, it's played differently, and you can't really do that with regular, plugins or synths, right? So I'm gonna just show you my sounds. Okay. All right, not anything too crazy. And I'm just layering that with this here. Hopefully you can see that. And I just have this flute. Just gonna use this for like a background. Okay, and I'm using realistic sounds, like sounds that exist, not like synths, right? I'm using like a flute, guitar, and then a bass guitar. All right, okay, and there that is. And then I'm going to use vocals because nowadays, people really like vocals, so that's why I'm going to use this. And this is the preset I chose. I'm not sure which one yet, but okay. And I'm gonna have to render that down later. And then here's my second preset. Okay. And I'll probably use that one. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this. Now let's actually make the melody. All right, so now the melody. So we're just going to pull in a scale. We can just pull in, let's do a D minor. Let's go in here. So start up here, and we can go up an octave, I believe. All right, so I'm gonna start on here, and then we could do something different. I can kind of strum it as if it was a guitar. So something like that maybe, or actually, and then we can pull this down, offset it. All right, so I'm gonna use this, and then for my other part, we can use this D right here and pull it up an octave, and then offset it again. We can maybe shrink this down to go into a different note. We could try the F since we already used the F. So let's listen to this. All right, pull that down. Let's use the E. Okay, I like that. Now we could use the root note, but I'm not sure if that's gonna sound good. Yeah, it's too dark. I want to brighten it up, so I'm gonna use the F. So yeah, that's good. So now let's keep going. I'm gonna just copy this over, and then we can figure out what we want to do here. And I'm hearing I want to go up. So this F didn't sound good with these notes, so I'm gonna skip that one and try this. And we can play these one more time. Like that. Pull it back. And let's see what that sounds like. All right, so now let's do to the second part of this first melody, and we're just gonna change up maybe like one note or add a note. So we could just try to add something like here. Let's try the C since I'm already hovering over it. All right, so that's good. So now we're gonna do the second part of this melody. All right, so now is the second part, and what we're gonna do is shift, click, and hold, and we're gonna drag it over. And now I'm gonna just highlight this only and zoom in so that you can see what I'm doing, and make sure that's all the way. Now, so what you can, if you haven't seen my other video, my past few videos, you're probably not going to know what I'm talking about, but you can put support notes here, or you can put them here. All right, to kind of make this a different like variation for this second part. But I think I'm gonna just do this part because I want to make the melody shine. So I'm gonna kind of offset these notes and just use notes we've already used. So we use the G, so we can maybe pull a G up here. All right, and then we can pull it down an octave, maybe like here. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's go up to the C, and then maybe, have we used an A yet? I don't know, we can try it. Let's try the A. You can see I'm offsetting it as well, so nothing is really overlapping or playing exactly the same. So again, I'm just using the same notes to complete this, and I'm kind of basically I'm stringing the notes together. Okay. All right, so I don't want these playing on the same part. So what I'm going to do is just offset this. All right, one beat. Okay, so I think we're done with that part. So now we're going to move on. Okay, so now for the velocity. So what we're going to do is highlight it all, Control A. Okay. And then we're going to press Alt R to pull up this menu, and we're going to use this pan. Most people don't actually pan it, but I just pan it like something maybe like this. Okay. And then I just mess around with this velocity. I usually put it to the left. I think right here should be good, but you can mess around with it. You can see the difference. I'll play it. Remember what I said earlier about the velocity, how it's played differently. That is something that you want. We could try this side. All right, but I don't want it that extreme, so I'm gonna pull it like this and maybe pull it down a bit. All right, so now is the flute. We're just gonna copy this melody here and copy it to the flute. Now the flute part, you don't necessarily need to actually make a counter melody. For mine, I'm not going to, because I kind of like how it is now and I don't want to ruin that. So I'm gonna delete these lower notes. But if you do want to make a counter melody, all you have to do is just add extra notes, kind of like I did with the last melody or the second part. Just add extra notes because you know that these notes work already. But I'm just gonna keep this like this and maybe stretch out a few notes. Pull this one back. I think we're good to go here. So I'll play everything so far. All right, so now we're gonna do the bass line. Now this one's gonna be pretty easy. We're gonna tweak with the velocity a bit and like the overlapping of the notes to make it sound more realistic, since we're using a higher quality VST. So let's just make our basic bass line first. So I'm gonna start on the root note. So with these notes, I'm going to pull these up, the velocity all the way up. And then I think over here, do do something like this. We could pull the second one down just a little bit, like halfway between these two. And then we can just copy this over. Boom. And then we can delete some of these extra notes just so it gives it a break and it gives it variation later. And let's overlap these. Let's play it, the whole thing. And we can just copy the whole thing over. So let's do this. Oh, let me pull it down. Let me see. All right, there we go. That's a good octave. All right, here we go. All right, so now we're gonna do the vocals. So I'm gonna find something here, and on the second one, now I'm sure this is gonna skip because every time I use this plugin, it skips. So I might have to render these two out, but we'll see. So I'll just try to find something I like here. All right, so let's go ahead and go with this one. So let's just play that one out. Make sure it doesn't repeat, and we can render this out, but I'll do that next. And let's just find our second one. So let's go ahead and just click around. All right, that matches the vibe I'm going for. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm not sure where, maybe like I'm gonna offset a little bit. Okay, I like that. Let's try this. Let's stop it around about right here, and you can just copy this over like that. All right, so now I'm just gonna render this out real quick. All right, so I've rendered these down. So now what I'm gonna do is just add effects and chop it up or change the pitch. So I think I'm gonna change the pitch of this top vox. So let's copy this over, and then, well, we don't need to copy that one. And I'm gonna make this unique. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pull this pitch down. Okay, and then we can just copy this over, and we can move this up one. I don't really want this playing on the grid. I want it to fill in this spot a bit. So let's play this. Let's actually turn this up. Let's go to legacy effects and turn it up. See how that sounds. All right, so now what we're going to do is add effects, and I already have these effects on. All right, because this is a preset that I use specifically for this Excel plugin, but I'll show you. It's just pretty much I just turn the decay up on the reverb and cut the lows out a bit, and that's pretty much it. And you can turn the wetness up or the dry down, either one works. And then the separation is up to you, but I kind of, for I want this to be separated, kind of playing in both left and the right. So I have a chorus, pretty chorus on, if this will pop up, and I think this is the default setting, but if not, you can just take a picture, do what you got to do, or not even use it, because I don't think it even does that much to it. But I'll play it for you with it on, of course. So I'll play this. You can tell it kind of pushes everything to the back. All right, instead of it playing with up front with the melodies, it kind of pushes the vocals to the back. So I like that. So you can kind of copy those settings if you want to. And now I'm going to move over to the actual effects here. All right, so now it's time for the master effects. So I don't put these effects here on my actual bass or my vocals. So I create a mixing bus, and how you do that is you just, I think you press hold control and you just drag all the way, including the empty bus that you want to use to put your effects on. You right click that same channel, go to track routing and go to route selected to this track only, and everything should route to this track. So whatever you have here will play on these. Okay, so I'm going to show you these effects. Okay, so this is the preset that I made here. This is like a preset I just use like a default. So I'll play this. So you can hear the difference. Now I have this one. Now this one I don't use as much. It's really good, but it just freezes up everything. So I'll try to play it, but if not, then you know, it is what it is. So let's see if I could get this to pull up. Just give it some time. There we go. So it looks really nice and everything, but this is the default preset. I just like that VHS sound. So I'll try to get this to play. We'll see. All right, you can see it takes up a lot of CPU, but yeah, this is like 20 bucks. And this one I think is a little bit more expensive. And then this one, Wow and Flutter, I believe this is free. So I'll play this one and I'll show you the preset. And this is a default preset. This is the VHS tape, but what I did to it is just added this. Okay, I just added that. So I'll play this now. All right, you can take a picture of these presets if you want. All right, so FL is making this frame skip, so I had to pretty much delete all the presets and render this out. So here I'm just gonna play what the full sample sounds like. And there you have your sample. Now you can really shape it and do whatever you want with it. So the cool little trick is you can put halftime, and I would use gross beat, but I just like how smooth halftime is. So you could just use the regular halftime effect, all right, or any like glitch effect plugin that you have to manipulate the audio. So this is what I will put on there. And then what you can do, since this is kind of low already, like the octave and everything is low, what I would do is go to pitch and probably turn it up about 700 cents, something like that. Or you could do whatever you want. And I would just do this for each one. And since you made the sample, you could just go back and change the key by transposing up. All right, so I'm just do this, fast forward through this. All right, so now this is what it would sound like just regularly. So okay, so now when you add your halftime, it's going to give you a really cool effect. So now we're going to put the halftime on there. So here we go. It sounds really good. So it's a lot you can do with that. You can play around with effects and chop it up and do everything that you want to, but that's going to be it for this tutorial. Hopefully this helped you out. Like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.